In the world of brain research, there are three big questions that everybody is trying to make sense out of. How do genes create risk for the expression of behavioral brain disorders? How does the environment change the trajectory of how brains are built? How is the acquiring of this information going to help us improve the lives of people who are affected by these disorders? The Lieber Institute for Brain Development, the Maltz Research Laboratories, are focused on these questions. The brain is such a complicated organ. It's not an easy tissue to get your hands on. The only way you get it is from people who donate this tissue after they're deceased, or their family members donate the tissue. This is so that we have the biological material to focus on understanding how the brain relates to these psychiatric disorders.
Nolan was the fastest crawler. It's a very high energy, but very sensitive to things, sensitive to noises, sounds. So he was different in that kind of thing, but he was very lively, very full of life, loved.
He loved sports. He was a very good athlete. Probably the smallest guy on the field, but he didn't back away from anybody. He played football, played soccer, basketball. I mean, his major sport was lacrosse. Then his teen years, we noticed they called up the ADHD kicking into higher gear, where trouble sitting still, trouble focusing, on anything. And that progressed into more of some depression and anxiety. On his 21st birthday, we had, every parent's nightmare where the police showed up at our house at 3:45 in the morning and, said that he was in a car accident. It was a single car accident where he slid off the side of the road, hit a tree, and was killed instantly with a head trauma injury.
Nolan was an organ donor. He chose to be that on his driver's license. And he was one who would always give to other people and try to help other people. Our hope is that the Lieber Foundation can have, from Nolan's brain, the ability to fine-tune and work through and come up with things that really help kids so that they can say, oh, I feel better. Now I can go to school and feel more confident and have some success in life.
If you want to study a brain disease, you have to study the brain. You have to look at the tissue itself. Otherwise, you're never going to be understanding the chemistry, the biology that are underlying the disease, that cause the disease, and that you want to target for treatment ultimately. When many families agree to donation, I think they do it because the family member believes that this research is important, that by participating in this research, they can honor the memory of their loved one.
So there's been a lot of discouragement in the world of psychiatric therapeutics for decades because there are no new treatments. And all the treatments we use are still, in many ways, they're sort of modifications of treatments that have been around for a long time. We do this research to understand at a very basic level of medical science. We want to understand how to help people predict the implications of this for their life. But ultimately, we want to do something about these conditions. We want to prevent them if possible, and we want to treat them and hopefully cure them if possible.